Chapter 333, Inhumane, Husband, Young Master. When Bai Zhaoqin and Bai Yuer heard the commotion, they came over to welcome them. The latter was a little surprised that Song Shi had saved the people he seeked so quickly. As far as she knew, the Sky Demon cult was not that easy to talk to, especially when there was friction between the two sides. Let's talk later. Song Shi led the way for Elder Qin. Rest for half a day first. Sorry to trouble you, seventh young master. Elder Qin glanced at Bai Yuer and Bai Zhaoqin and nodded. He walked into a room and began to adjust his condition. Song Shi and the two girls came to the other side to meet. After resting for 2 days, Yuer, bring them out of here and return to Silken City to stay. Zhaoqin knows where the place is. Song Shi made arrangements. I have to deal with some matters, so I won't be leaving with you guys for the time being. Darling, be careful, Bai Zhaoqin was concerned. Young Master is going to deal with matters related to the Sky Demon cult? Bai Yuer asked thoughtfully. You don't have to worry about it. Just keep an eye on them. I don't want to encounter such things again. Song Shi did not say much. The fewer people who knew that he was forced to join Sky Demon cult, the better. Otherwise, both sides would be in trouble. For example, now that he had joined the Sky Demon cult, it would be troublesome if Great Qian treated him as an enemy. Yes, young master. Bai Yuer tactfully shut her mouth. More than a day had passed, and Song Wan only woke up the next morning. He felt refreshed, as if he had become 10 years younger. In his surprise, he found a mirror and checked. Some black hair had grown back on his head. This rejuvenation phenomenon surprised him, but he also understood that it was most likely related to Old Seventh. He was glad that he had not ignored him back then. My son is the reincarnation of an immortal and has the potential to become an immortal. It's enough for me to brag about this for the rest of my life. He smiled happily. After washing up, Song Shi brought Bai Yuer and Bai Zhaoqin over. The two women stunned Song Wan. This is the person I asked you to meet. Do you remember her? Song Shi pointed at Bai Zhaoqin. Back then, you discussed our engagement with her father. Perhaps it's fate. She's my wife now. Song Wan was stunned. It's the Bai family's youngest daughter. I didn't expect the two of you to be together. It's really fate. Bai Zhaoqin greets father-in-law. Bai Zhaoqin bowed respectfully and was a little shy. Song Shi waved his hand, and a maid in the restaurant brought over a cup of hot tea. There's no one left in the Bai family. Serve a cup of tea and treat it as completing the marriage tea ceremony. Yes, husband. Bai Zhaoqin nodded obediently and knelt down with both hands to offer tea. Father, please have some tea. Song Wan smiled and took it. Good, very good. I didn't expect us to become in-laws. After drinking the tea, he smiled and said to Song Shi, seventh son, do you have a child? Bai Zhaoqin looked embarrassed. She was a ghost, how could she give birth? No, I'm the reincarnation of an immortal. My cultivation level is too high and I can't bear a descendant for the time being. Song Shi shook his head. That's a pity, I still hope that you can leave behind descendants. Song Wan looked regretful. As a cultivator, it all depends on fate. Song Shi patted the dejected Bai Zhaoqin. Don't think too much. There are many Dao companions in this world who don't have descendants. May I know who Thesis? Song Wan looked at Bai Yuer and felt that she was a person who could give birth. Elder, I'm young master's maid, Yuer. Bai Yuer smiled. My surname is also Bai. Not bad, not bad. Song Wan was all smiles. His son had 2 women, so his chances of having children were much higher. After letting the 2 women meet Song Wan and the others, Song Shi did not stay long and returned to the abandoned mine. King Yu had already left, and Song Shi had become the strongest and highest-ranking person here in name. Let's see what kind of devils and mutants they have. Song Shi thought to himself, Guardian Song. Tian Mozi came out to welcome them with mixed feelings. More than a year ago, they were still participating in the Immortal Opportunity meeting at the same level. Now, he had already condensed his nascent soul and become an expert who could fight a soul transformation cultivator. This difference was too great. He could only comfort himself by saying that the other party was a reincarnated immortal. "Show me the results of your research," Song Shi said with interest. No problem, please. Jian Mozi had long known that Song Shi would definitely ask about these things, so he calmly led the way. When he arrived at the dim underground space, Song Shi heard terrifying chewing sounds. Amidst the stench, half-human, half-demon monsters were locked in cages like pigs and dogs, eating food fed to them. This food was all flesh and blood, mixed with bones. It was eaten by the hungry monster, whose body was growing at a speed visible to the naked eye. Not only did the monsters grow strangely, but there was also no lack of human limbs in the food. Song Shi revealed a look of disgust. "You guys are really inhumane. There's no choice. In order to take action, we've been nurturing these things on a large scale recently. There's seriously not enough food. Most of the surrounding wild beasts, vicious beasts, and even demon beasts have already been captured. The more powerful demon beasts are intelligent and not easy to capture. We can only choose to capture ordinary people and independent cultivators with some cultivation to feed them." Jian Mozi explained the situation. "Those who commit to many evil deeds will bring about their own destruction. Your methods are too cruel. Even if you take down Jinzu and Great Kion, ordinary people will not be convinced." Song Shi sneered. "It's all right. Our sect's philosophy is to turn this world into a demonic realm. The strong prey on the weak. There's no need for etiquette, integrity, or shame. Those are all bad habits that waste resources. If we really rule Great Kion, whoever is unhappy can die." Jian Mozi did not hesitate and said with a smile, "Guardian Song will get used to it when he sees more of it." "I don't want that." Song Shi shrugged. "When human nature is lacking, cultivation is much less fun. Guardian Song can cultivate the demonic path and do whatever he wants. He won't be restricted by the world's rules. How refreshing would that be?" Jian Mozi bewitched. With Guardian Song's ability, he will definitely have a brighter future in the heavenly demon world. Song Shi pursed his lips. "Are there many beauties in the heavenly demon world? This I'm not sure." Jian Mozi was caught between laughter and tears by Song Shi's train of thought. "Look at your sky demon cult. It's not glamorous at all. The heavenly demon saint is pitch black and incomparably ugly. I reckon that the environment of the heavenly demon world is also dark and unholy. I really can't accept it. It'll go to the yin spirit world in the future." Song Shi looked at the experimental subjects and kept shaking his head. This was really not his favorite place. At the very least, there was a group of Chinese female spirits serving the Heavenly Ghost sect. This place was filled with monsters. Jian Mozi said helplessly, "Guardian Song, you've misunderstood. This is only a nest to nurture devils and mutants. Our sky demon cult also has many places to enjoy ourselves." Song Shi scoffed and strode out of the breeding area. When he arrived at the cultivation area, he saw the despair on the faces of the human women. They were locked in cages with big bellies. Beside him, there was a monster that had just been born. It was half human and half demon. He said with a dark expression, "Have you ever thought that creating these things will one day backfire on you? Only if they have the capability to do so. When every mutant is born, there will be taboo powers casted on them. Even if they don't have their rationality, they won't dare to attack us." Jian Mozi smiled. "And the mutants that can be controlled are the best army. They can deal with the Kion Dragon Army in the future."